thing that is going to be changing the world, and that is what we want you to do, and we want you to do that in whatever way you can. And this is one of the most high-profile efforts to encourage people like you to think systematically about what you can do to improve the world around you. So you want to have social impact, here's a way to get some of the support and focus that you want to have to facilitate and foster and promote your efforts. I think the idea that you, on the one hand, want to do this through entrepreneurial approaches and skills. You're not going to rely on other people, you're going to rely on yourselves and your colleagues and your community to help that community and the broader world around you is exactly the kind of spirit that we have always appreciated in your generation, but particularly in you here at AUC. You are an extraordinary community. We're very proud to be associated with you. There is an expression we use in the United States sometimes about being able to do well by doing good. We want you to do good, and we want you to do well. And that's exactly what social entrepreneurship is. If you really commit yourselves to doing good and do it in a sophisticated way, you will also do well. That is to say, not only will your community prosper, but so will you as individuals, and so will your family. So not only are you actually doing that, you're modeling it for an entire country and an entire region. And the more people think of themselves as having these capabilities and these goals and aims, the more you will have an impact just by what you're doing, just by being role models, just by permitting other people to see how effective you can be. So we want you to succeed not only in what you are doing, but we want you to succeed because you represent what other people will see you as. And so there'll be a sort of contagion effect, to put it perhaps better, a viral pick up on what you're doing. So I hope that you feel not only excited about your projects, but also excited about the role that you're playing more broadly here at AUC and, again, in general in Egypt and the region. The specific challenge this year, I think, is one for which we here in Egypt have specific opportunities. Early childhood education, particularly in core areas, is hugely important. This has been something that was important in the early development of the United States. There were, about 150 years ago, very interesting, novel efforts to improve health and education for young children in the big industrial cities that were developing there. And it has had an enormous impact in the capacity of the United States to produce generation after generation of skilled workforce and talented people. And I think if we can crack that problem here in Egypt, Egypt has that same potential. The natural resources in Egypt in terms of human capital are extraordinary. So if we can bring that out and help people realize their potential, I think it will be practically unbeatable. So I think the kind of work that you're doing specifically in this challenge couldn't be better designed than for Egypt, and I hope you have taken advantage of that. I look forward to seeing the projects as we present them this afternoon. And finally, I just want to thank all of the teams, everybody who participated, but a couple of very important people, obviously, Aaliyah and her energy behind all of this, and Yasmin and her willingness to work through ICGE for animating this project. They should be very proud of themselves, and I hope you are. And of course, Tova. Without her, none of us would probably be here. So I want to thank you all very much. I look forward to seeing the teams as they present. Thank you.